it's Hayley and we're doing another stitch of the week because that's that time again. So what we're looking at this time is a whipped running stitch. So I've done a little bit of prep on this one, as in I've put the running stitch there already because there's a couple of things that I need to show you and there's no point in you watching me stitch that. So a whipped running stitch will give you this type of effect. So it will give you two colours if you want two colours. If you don't want two colours, you can do it in a single colour and just get a different texture to your running stitch. So what you're doing essentially is you're putting stitches in and then you're using a thread over the top of that to wrap round as you go. So that one there and that one there are some really nice examples of it. So we're going to start off on this one here. I've already put those little pink stitches in there. It's just a running stitch coming up and then round in a curve because you'll deal with both in slightly different ways. So if we start with just the straight one, I'm going to come in at the bottom with the rest of my stitch there, and then I'm just going to move this round a bit so you can see. I'm actually going to come in the same direction each time. I'm not going through the fabric now, I'm only going through the stitches, but that's where you get that kind of whipped part from, because I'm coming through, whipping it over, and coming back through, always coming through from the same direction, and then that creates that lovely twist in the pattern. Now if you're doing a curve, you need to do the same, you need to come through from the same direction. So let me just take that down there to finish off that one, and then I'll bring it back up ready for this curve. So with the curve, you again need to come through from the same direction. What I find best is if you come from the outside to the inside, you tend to get a much better result. So coming out from the outside to the curve to the inside of the curve. Oh, I've just caught. Just be careful that you don't catch your other stitches when you're doing this. Let me just pop that out there. There we go. And then to make this easier, to make this an awful lot easier, I'm actually just going to turn it as I go, so I can always be working in that same direction. And then we're going to turn it, and I'm working in the same direction, outside to inside, turn it, and again whip that out, and outside to inside. And it does get more difficult the kind of tighter in that you go. Outside to inside. Oops, come on. And then one more, outside to inside. And I can take that back down there. Gives you a really nice two-colour effect and a really, really simple one, a nice step up from that initial first kind of maybe adventure into embroidery where you're looking at the running stitch. Whipped running stitch also will allow you to make really nice borders, really nice outlines as well. You can do it in two colours, you can do it in just the one. See how you get on. That was Stitch of the Week. We are going to be another one next week, and if you want to find out more about Craft Yourself Silly or you want to see any of our other products, you can head to our website, which is craftyourselfsilly.com.